Good morning, everyone, or I guess afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We will give it just a few seconds for people to pop in, but on behalf of the Apple STEM Network and the North Central ESD and WorkSource, I'm happy to welcome everyone to the Youth Employment Summit. We have an exciting day lined up for you today. We have 8 industry professionals who are eager to speak to you about their in-demand job opportunities that are available in our region. They are looking for some good candidates to join their company, and I hope you are able to find a great job today. We have live video presentations here on the main stage every 10 minutes until 2 p.m. The presentations will look a little different for each employer. So we encourage you to check out all of the employer booths and what job opportunities that they have available for you. Just a reminder, you can go back to the lobby at any point by clicking on the lobby icon on the left side of your screen that looks like a miniature collage. If you hover over it, it will say lobby. If you click on that, it'll take you right back. And that's where you can find any of those employer booths and click enter to go check those out. Our hosts today are Maria Maravilla and Diane Navarro. For our first presentation block, I will kick it over to Maria. Thank you all so very much, and we hope you enjoy the summit today. Oh, Maria, I think you're muted.
Thank you, Tammy. I'm getting ahead of myself with all the excitement. Thank you for that. So like Tammy said, we have 2 presentation blocks today. And the first one that we'll be kicking off today, I will be guiding us through it today. And the very first speaker that we have out of the 4 presenters is Sarah Fitzgerald, and she is with Wenatchee Parks and Rec. So I will let Sarah take it away. And then both Diane and I, as we guide us through these blocks, will be popping back on when you have about 2 minutes left so that we can remind you. We'll get ready for the next presenter. Okay, take it away, Sarah. Thank you.
That sounds good. Thank you so much, Tammy and Maria. As Maria stated already, my name is Sarah. I'm Sarah Fitzgerald. I am one of the recreation coordinators for the City of Wenatchee Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Department. And I have several different job opportunities to tell you guys about today. I'm going to share my screen really quickly here. All right, did my presentation pop up on the screen?
Yes, it did.
Thank you. So some of you guys, if you have been in our community for a while, hopefully you've heard of Wenatchee Parks and Recreation before. We became Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services a few years ago when we took over the Art on the Avenues bronze sculpture collection. So the bronze sculptures you see up and down the Loop Trail and in downtown are now part of the City Public Art Collection. And so when those pieces became part of what we took care of, we expanded into also cultural services. So we have arts and that type of programming as well. You might have visited the city pool. You might have participated in a day camp or a sports camp. If nothing else, I'm sure you visited one of our many city parks here in Wenatchee. We have Lincoln Park, Washington Park, Rotary, lots of really fantastic places to play and recreate with your family. So hopefully Parks and Recreation has touched your life in some way already if you've been in this community for a while. So we have all kinds of activities and events that take place in the summer. And I apologize for my phone ringing in the background. I'm not able to mute that. So we have things from our wading pool program to our summer day camp. We have summer concerts at the park every Friday in the summer. We have a returning program that was once very popular at Lincoln Park called Tardiadas, where people can enjoy live music and food with their families. As mentioned, we run the city pool. So we have all kinds of stuff going on throughout the year. But in the summer months is our busy season when a lot of that stuff really kicks into high gear and is going on. So the 3 different types of employees that we look for to hire this time of year fall into 3 categories: aquatics, recreation, and parks. So I'm just going to briefly tell you a little bit about each of those positions, what they entail, to see if you're interested in any of these. So first off, we have the Wenatchee City Pool. We hire about 20 to 30 individuals to work at the city pool with us in the summer. This is actually my primary focus in the summer months. I'll be moving my office down to the pool next week, and I'll be located out of there until August. We hire about 25 or so lifeguards. The lifeguards, obviously, they participate in the surveillance of patrons for safety during our public swims and during our swimming lesson programs. They also teach swimming lessons to both kids and sometimes even adults in our Learn to Swim program. And they participate in in-service trainings every week where we practice our lifeguarding skills. Like the guy in this photo right here, you can see that this is our lifeguarding staff a few summers ago practicing their entries. And we also have private events that reserve our pool for like birthday parties or company events or things like that. So the days at the city pool are busy and very fun, but it's also a very serious job because we help keep the community safe when they're participating in water recreation. The city pool will be open to the public for a pretty short season this summer, only about 6 weeks this summer that we're open to the public for open swims and swimming lessons. But we do have a pretty lengthy pre-season when Velocity Swim Team practices and we host some swim meets. So our lifeguard staff actually starts working in mid to late May. And as it shows there on the slide, we have lifeguard positions, but even if lifeguarding specifically doesn't interest you, we also hire uncertified staff that just are very good swimmers or very interested in swimming to help us with our swim lesson program as swim instructors. And we also hire front desk staff to help with customer service up front. If it's a non-certified position like swim instructor or front desk staff, then those start at minimum wage, which is $15.74 this year. But if you're a certified staff like a lifeguard, then we start out at $15.90 and up. The $17.24 per hour that you see noted there is for our lead guards. And we are still accepting applications for all of those positions right now. Minimum age for those is 15. The second category is our recreation leaders. So these are the folks who work at all of those different programs, like I mentioned before. You see here kiddos in our summer day camp. That's every day, Monday through Friday, all summer long. You see some of our Special Olympians showing off their medals. We have 13 different Special Olympic sports throughout the calendar year every year. And we have staff that help coach those folks and go to competitions with them. You can see someone getting their face painted at our summer concert series. We have booths at a lot of these events that are just stocked with craft supplies and arts and crafts and games, all kinds of sports equipment. So these folks are out there playing with kids and engaging with the community. We have similar buckets of fun that are at each of our wading pools all summer. We have wading pools at Washington Park and Met Howe Park and Rotary Park that are staffed with individuals each day, as well as our splash pads. We already have a splash pad at Rotary, and we're about to also have a splash pad at Lincoln because it's getting renovated and upgraded right now. And then you can also see an individual there helping out at one of our sports camps. We have all kinds of sports camps that happen all over town, tennis lessons, community events, all kinds of fun. These jobs start at minimum wage, which is $15.74 an hour. We like to hire folks beginning at age 16, but you can begin volunteering at age 14. Some of the people who come on board for these recreation jobs in the summer months end up staying on board with us all year. If you're still in high school for the next year or two, we have a handful, not as many hours. Most of our staff are working between 20 and 40 hours a week in the summer. But a lot of these folks that are available throughout the school year stay on board and maybe get anywhere from 20 to 30 per month, just working a handful of hours after school and on weekends as events come up. And then the final category is our park maintenance crew. So this is a great opportunity for people who really just love working outside, who would like to learn how to use, some various tools to do light maintenance, to do some custodial. This team, deals with mowing and trimming grass in our parks, pulling weeds. You can see a guy there repairing a picnic table, taking care of our playground equipment, stuff like that. This team is pretty much complete for the summer. I did hear this morning from our park supervisor, but we do take applications all the time. They have a longer season than our rec staff. Our rec staff usually start working right after school gets out, so mid-June until school starts in August. The park maintenance team, though, has seasonal jobs that are available all the way from April, so starting now, through October, as they take care of those outdoor areas. So those are the primary, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Those are the primary employment opportunities that we have in our department in the summer months. And if anybody has any questions, I would be happy to answer any of them.
Thank you, Sarah. So I'm keeping an eye on the chat, and it looks like we don't have any questions in yet. But I was wondering, do you have any success stories, any maybe inspirational stories, any feedback that you've received from youth who have applied with you guys, that have worked with you in the past?
I will say that one really neat thing about working for Parks and Recreation is you get such a wide breadth of experience in a number of things. You know, folks who come maybe as a 16 or 17-year-old and work for us in the summer, you know, some of them have discovered, hey, I love coaching Special Olympics. I'm actually specifically interested in working with people with special needs, and have gone on to become, you know, special education teachers. We've had others that learned that, hey, aquatics is totally my thing, you know, saving lives and doing, you know, being up to date on my CPR and first aid and lifeguarding certs is totally my jam. And so they go into fields like EMT. And being a rec leader in our department can get you so many things to put on a resume, because you might be at a community event, you know, tabling for us and passing out information, or you might be painting faces, or you might be called upon to, you know, learn some of the backroom maintenance at the pool. And so there is so much to learn and so much to do. Every day is different. Parks and Recreation is such a fun career. But even if you're interested in other things, it can be a really great launch pad. Applications for us have moved online this year, which is really exciting. So there's an online platform that I believe the website is available in my booth. So if you visit the Parks and Rec booth at any point today, I'm happy to chat with you and answer any other questions one-on-one. But the link to see the listing of our job postings and more details about each one is available online, and you can now apply online.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sarah. There is one other question. We have a question. Do you offer any other certifications? So when students or when youth are applying with you through their employment process, are there any certifications that you offer for them?
So we require a certification for lifeguards specifically. The other positions do not require certifications, and we do not provide that certification. We have some once the staff is on board with us, we're able to recertify our staff as part of their paid training. But as far as the initial lifeguard certification, you would need to find one of those classes in town. If you reach out, though, if you're interested, I can help you find one. There are often classes taking place at the YMCA, at Wenatchee High School, and at Eastmont Metro Parks and Rec, because those locations have indoor pools that are open year-round. So there are some lifeguarding classes happening in the community now that you can jump on. And we occasionally do hire staff who are not yet certified, but we do like to see that you're at least enrolled in a class and pursuing that certification before we onboard.